Here's going to be a review for Joker Folie Deux. While in recent years we've learned that solo films about a villain without their hero really isn't the best idea, there's no denying that there was something really fascinating about what that original Joker was going for. Tone-wise, it was unlike any other mainstream comic book film. It aimed to be different, disturbing, and daring. And for the most part, I think it paid off. I think the film works as an interesting character piece about a man turned to complete fucking madness and lashing out against the world. And Joaquin Phoenix definitely earned that Oscar. While the film would have worked fine as a standalone film, which I think is what it originally was intended for, money definitely talks, and when you make a film for a budget of $65 million and it makes over $1 billion, you goddamn right they're going to do a sequel. And I was curious what would be next for this version of the Joker, and naturally bringing in this dreary up world's version of Harley Quinn played by Lady Gaga, I mean, how could you not be intrigued? I didn't get to watch the movie until early Saturday afternoon. I saw it in a non-premium format because it didn't really seem worth it for this kind of film. Folie Deux sees Arthur Fleck locked up and eventually on trial for the murder of Murray Franklin on live TV, but Arthur begins to find new purpose and meaning when he meets another female crazy locked up in Arkham, who he goes gaga for. Now, there was all kind of bad buzz leading up to this movie being released this past weekend. I thought the trailers were good, but whatever early screenings that were done for this film about a month ago, there was just people talking mad shit about this film. As always, I did my best to avoid what was being explicitly said about the film, also the Rotten Tomato score, but the gist from what I had heard is that it was a bold movie whose riskiness didn't always pay off. Anyone going into this film, though, probably already has the understanding that this movie is going to be weird and bold. The first film established a tone in writing that this ain't going to be no cookie-cutter ABC type origin story or narrative structure. But whatever boldness and weirdness you could say about the first film is turned up to 11 with Folie Deux. Bizarre narrative structure, blurring the line between what's real and what isn't, and just a constant barrage of scenes that have you asking, what the did that even mean? But keep in mind, I'm not saying any of this is good or bad. You just got to know what to expect when going into this film. But no doubt the most controversial thing that this movie is going to do for the audience is its tendency to go into full Broadway musical form. There are no shortage of scenes in this film where it's just Joker and Harley in full dancing in the rain form as a way to mainly express their love and madness for one another. I think the problem with the number of full-on musical sequences here is that the first film really blurred the lines in terms of what was real and what Arthur was just making up in his head. I know the first film eventually spelled out when it came to things like Arthur's fake relationship with Sophie, but in the moment before it was revealed that it was all fake, it really did feel like something was actually happening between those two. When the musical sequences start up here, my mind automatically went to, well, oh, none of this means anything because obviously this isn't really actually happening. If there had just been a couple of these sequences, I don't think many would have taken an issue with it. But it does come across as annoying and intrusive at a certain point and really just seemed like out of obligation because of having Lady Gaga. It's honestly kind of a weird chicken or the egg situation with her in this movie. Did they get her as Harley Quinn because she could sing? Or did they hire her and realize, well, if we get Lady Gaga, we might as well have her sing some bars? Ambition-wise, I'd like to think it's the former, but that doesn't take away from the fact that there is probably 2 or 3 too many musical numbers in this film. But I guess to some degree, I wasn't as annoyed as most were with the musical sequences here, because unfortunately I did have some people that just couldn't help but tell me about the musical element in this film. That's why I always think it's best to go into a film as fresh and as blind as possible, and not go in with any expectations, positively or negatively. So going in, I already knew that this film was going to have a fair amount of these kind of scenes. Regardless about how you feel about the musical element here, I would say the scenes that go all out, particularly the one in the courtroom, are really well done, and Lady Gaga is obviously a great performer. I also thought Joaquin Phoenix held his own too, mostly when it came to the singing. And he's still great in this role. You know, this version of the Joker is one that's really doing what he's doing out of pure bitterness, and it really comes across in all the Joker scenes where it's Joker doing his thing. Even more impressive is how he physically transforms into this role and how skinny he looks. Those shots we see of him with his shirt off made me thinking, holy f***, this guy looks painfully ill. The most interesting thing with Gaga's Harley is how you continually ask, okay, what scenes with her are real and which ones are not? There's actually kind of a haunting quality to it, especially the scenes when she's in the courthouse. The musical numbers are obviously made up and aren't actually happening. But between this film and Terrifier 3 coming out in a few days, it's quite a week for killer clowns and their somewhat imaginary girlfriends. I did at times appreciate the movie's attempt to be bold and different. I liked the way the movie opened up in a Looney Tunes style tribute that played into Arthur's craziness. Even the weirdness in the title is perfect, with Folie Deux being French and meaning a rare mental disorder where two or more people share a similar delusion. I mean, that's just a perfect subtitle for this movie. My favorite scenes was definitely all the stuff that happened in the courthouse, the actual trial of Arthur Fleck. This is when the movie felt like an actual continuation of the first film and actually managed to tie up some loose ends from some side characters in that film. It was also one of the rare times we get to see Arthur in his Joker persona, minus the whole musical fantasy element. It was definitely refreshing, those moments where the movie was just focused on telling a story and not so focused on just being weird, which at sometimes worked and sometimes was a little off-putting. But the problem in the end with all of this weirdness and realizing that a lot of the stuff that's happening isn't really happening is that in the end you just don't know what the any of this stuff shown is supposed to mean. The final 15 minutes here just left me thinking, what was even the point of all this? For a character that could have gone in so many interesting directions, this ending just falls flat and kind of summed up my opinion of the film. Ambitious, not without legit interesting and good stuff, but almost equally as misguided. The very definition of feeling meh or honestly about a film. I didn't hate it like some of the other reactions I had heard, but I definitely didn't think it was great, and it didn't really get much of a reaction from the crowd that I saw it with. There was actually a decent crowd turnout for my showing at 12 p.m. on a Saturday, but holy shit, was this movie a total box office flop, specifically in comparison to the first film. That first film made over $90 million on its opening weekend on a budget of $60 million, and Folie Deux came in with $39 million on a $200 million budget. No doubt all the bad buzz over the past month led to this result, but what the were they thinking spending $200 million on a film like this? You've got no major special effects, no globetrotting, and unless all that money went to pay Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, that's a crazy budget for this film, even if the first film made over $1 billion. There's definitely no one laughing at Warner Brothers right now, that's for sure.
Well, he's not.
So that'll do it for this review of Joker Folie Deux. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.